All right, today we're opening up something that's, well, incredibly personal. It's a handwritten journal and it documents 3 months, day by day, inside an addiction recovery facility. Now, this isn't some textbook case study, no. This is a raw, unfiltered, first person story about the fight to get clean. I just wish to be free once again. Just let that sink in for a second. This one sentence from one of the very first entries, it pretty much captures the entire struggle. It's not just about freedom from a drug. It's a much deeper battle, a fight to be free from yourself. So let's follow this story exactly as it was written.
So, where does it all start? We're going right to the very first page, written on the day our author walked through the doors of this place, journal in hand, with absolutely no idea what was about to happen.
Here we go. Monday, May 17th, 2021. The first entry. He describes being taken to what he calls a hospital with psychiatrists, and you can feel the resentment right off the page. There's no sense of relief here, just confusion and anger. He writes that his brother was poking me up to go, and he feels like he was tricked, like he's stuck in what he calls this shithole. This line right here, wow, it tells you everything about his mindset at the beginning. A rehab, or a prison, I see no difference. He feels trapped, punished. He can't see this place as somewhere that could actually help him. And that right there, that's the first huge wall he's got to try and break through. So after that initial shock, the journal starts to fill up with the harsh realities of what daily life was actually like inside these walls. Let's see how he starts to deal with this completely new and, frankly, unwanted life. Later that same day, things really start to sink in. He's writing about the food, feeling miserable, feeling locked up, and just hammering home that none of this was his choice. It's a moment-by-moment account of just how uncomfortable and completely trapped he feels. And then the very next day, May 18th, he writes this line that just perfectly captures the struggle. As long as patience is a relief, patience is a pain. It's such a powerful paradox, right? He knows the only way out is to wait, to be patient, but the very act of waiting is its own kind of torture. Now, as the days start to blur into weeks, this journal, it really becomes a battlefield. It's like an arena for this constant war going on inside his head, a fight between two huge opposing forces, total despair and this tiny flickering bit of hope. I mean, just look at the contrast here. On one page, you find the words, "My depression is killing me." But then just a few days later, on May 23rd, you read, "Dear family, thank you for sending me to the hospital that helped to treat my addiction." This isn't some smooth, steady journey. It's pure emotional whiplash, and it's all captured on the page. This is what recovery actually looks like. And this is fascinating because it shows you the two sides of the process happening at the same time. On the left, you've got the raw, messy, emotional thoughts, all written in English. But on the right, you see the structured therapy work, an Arabic worksheet called Symptoms of the Disease. So he's processing all this raw feeling while also learning the, clinical textbook language for what's happening to him. So this brings us into the real thick of it, the long, grueling middle part of the 90-day program. This is the stretch filled with daily challenges, setbacks, and just the slow, difficult work of really facing yourself. This timeline kind of gives us a roadmap of the journey. We see the defiant arrival on May 17th, then an absolute rock-bottom moment on June 11th, a setback noted in late July, and then it all leads up to the last dated entry on August 1st. It's a condensed view of a true emotional roller coaster. And this journal does not hide from the absolute darkest moments. This entry from June 11th is just 2 words, written in all caps, suicidal thoughts. There's nothing else written for that day. It's a stark, pretty chilling reminder of the life or death stakes of this internal battle. As those 90 days start to come to an end, you can feel the tone of the journal begin to change a little bit. We start to see him looking back on his time there and looking forward to the huge uncertainty of what's supposed to happen next. This entry from July 28th, just about a week before the end, is so revealing. After all this time, he still feels mentally locked up and physically as well. The fight is nowhere near over. In fact, a whole new one is about to begin. The question isn't about surviving rehab anymore. It's about surviving the world outside of it. And at the same time, the structured work keeps going. This worksheet is all about questions of powerlessness and surrender. He's grappling with these core ideas of recovery. What does it actually mean to admit you're powerless? What does it feel like to surrender? These are the huge, profound questions he's getting ready to take with him.
And really, it all leads to this one ultimate question, translated from one of those worksheets. How will my life be if I surrender completely? This is the question that's been hanging over every single page of this journal. And it's the one he now has to try and answer, not with a pen, but with his life.
And here we are. The last dated entry is August 1st. And then it just stops. The journal doesn't offer some neat conclusion or a happily ever after. It's just a snapshot of one critical chapter. And it leaves us with the biggest question of all. What happens next? It's a powerful reminder that recovery isn't a finish line you cross. It's a journey that just keeps going, one day at a time.